In today's class, we are going to see about expression trees. First, we'll see what is an expression. An expression is a sequence of operators and operands that will reduce to a single value upon evaluation. And this operator is going to indicate what operation we are going to perform. It can be either unary operator or binary operator or otherwise ternary operator. And the operand is going to have constants or variables. Sometimes it will even have sub-expressions on which we are going to perform the operation. So we will see some examples for the expressions. First expression is a plus b. So here a and b are the operands. They are nothing but variables and plus is the operator. In the second expression, we have 10 and 5 as the operands, which are constants. And then in the third expression, we have C, D and 10 as the operands. So we have a mix of variables as well as constants. In the last expression, we have sub-expressions as the operand for the operator multiply. Now let us see what is an expression tree. An expression tree is a binary tree which is used to represent expressions, and it satisfies the following properties. The first property is all the leaf nodes of the expression tree will be operands, and the second is the root node and the internal nodes of the expression tree will represent operators, and then if we take any subtree in the expression tree, that will represent a sub-expression, and the root node of the subtree is again an operator. And once we construct the expression tree, we can perform traversal on the expression tree. We can perform 3 different traversals. They are in-order traversal, pre-order traversal, and then post-order traversal. When we perform in-order traversal on the expression tree, we'll be getting infix expression. And the post-order traversal will be giving us postfix expression. And the pre-order traversal on the expression tree will give us the prefix expression. Now let us see how to construct the expression trees. To construct the expression tree, we can use either infix expression or prefix or postfix expression. But generally, we prefer the postfix and then prefix expression when compared to infix. The main reason is, in case of infix expression, we must use associativity and then the precedence of the operators when we evaluate the expressions. And then there we need to scan the entire expression multiple times. But when we go for postfix and then prefix expression, they are generally parenthesis free. We'll be performing only one scan, and in that scan, we'll be doing our work. So generally, we prefer postfix and then prefix when compared to infix. So first, we are going to see how we are going to construct the expression tree from these two expressions. And for this particular construction process, we are going to use the data structure, that is stack. And in the stack, we are going to place all our operands. So the stack is known as operand stack. And when we are scanning our expression, if we start with postfix expression, we need to scan the expression one time from left to right direction. And suppose if we are starting with prefix expression, we'll be scanning the expression single time from right to left direction. Now let us see the algorithm to construct the expression tree from the postfix expression. First step is we have to initialize an empty stack, and then we need to scan the postfix expression from left to right. When we scan the expression, we need to repeat certain steps from 4 up to 6. So first we are going to take one element from the input expression, and we will check whether the scanned element is an operand. If it is an operand, we'll create a node for the operand and then push the pointer to that node on the top of the stack. Suppose if the scanned element is an operator, then we will create a node for the operator and we will pop 2 pointers from the stack. The first popped pointer will be inserted as a right child of the operator node, and the second popped pointer will be inserted as a left child of the operator node. And finally, once we insert both the pointers, we'll be pushing the address of the operator node on the top of the stack. And these steps 4, 5 and 6 will be repeated till we reach the end of the expression. Once we reach the end of the expression, we will go to the step number 7. So here we have scanned all the elements from our expression. So now the pointer to the root node of the expression tree will be available on the top of the stack. We can take the pointer and then we can access all the elements of the expression tree with the help of that pointer. Now, let us see one example to understand this process. So the postfix expression is given to me. First, I'll be initializing an empty stack. So here I'm using array-based representation. And in this, since it is an empty stack, top is going to have a value of -1. First, I'm going to scan the expression from left to right. So first, I'm scanning the character 6. It is an operand. When I have an operand, first I have to create a node for the operand. So I'm creating a node for the operand. And these nodes are nothing but part of a tree. So if we consider the node structure of a tree, every node in a tree will have 3 fields. The first field is a data field, which is going to represent what data we are going to store in that node. And then we will have 2 pointers. The left pointer, which will point to the left child, and then right pointer, which will point to the right child. And since the operands are the leaf nodes, both the left and the right pointers will be having null values. Now, 100 is the address allocated to this particular node. So after the memory is allocated, I have to store the address 100, which is the pointer on the top of the stack. So for that, I'm incrementing the pointer top. In the index 0, I'm storing 100. Then I'm scanning the next symbol. So the next symbol is 5. Again, it is an operand. So I have to create a new node for the operand. So the new node is having the value as 5. Since it is an operand, both the pointers are null. And then the starting address of the new node is 200. This address will be stored on the top of the stack. So at the index 1, I'm storing 200. Then I'm going to scan the next symbol. The next symbol scanned is 4. Again, it is an operand. So I have to create a new node for the operand, and the address of the new node will be pushed onto the stack. So I have 300 on the top of the stack now. Then I'm scanning the next symbol. It is multiply. It is an operator. So when I have an operator, I have to create a new node for the operator. So I'm allocating the memory. I'm adding multiply in that, in the data field of the new node. After that, I have to update the pointers properly. So now it is a binary operator. That means that it will have 2 operands. So the address of the 2 operands will be inserted in the left child and then the right child pointer fields. So for that, I have to pop now 2 pointers from the top of the stack. So first, I'm going to pop the first pointer. It is 300. So that 300 will be inserted as a right child. So it means one of the operand for multiply is 4. Then I'm going to pop the second pointer. It is 200. So after popping 200, I'll be inserting this 200 as a left child. So it indicates that this multiply operator is going to operate on 2 operands. They are nothing but 5 and then 4. Now, after attaching the operator with 2 children, I am going to push the address of the operator on the top of the stack. That means 400 will be pushed now. So I have 400 pushed on the top of the stack. Then I'm going to scan the next symbol. It is plus. It is an operator. So I need to allocate memory for it. I'm creating a new node. And since it is an operator, I have to pop 2 addresses from the top of the stack. I have to attach them to the right child and then the left child of the operator. So first I'm popping the first address from the top of the stack, that is 400. So now 400 is attached as a right child. Then I'm popping the second address, that is 100. Now 100 will be attached as a left child. Now what is the meaning of this one is, this plus operator is going to have 2 operands. One operand is 6 and the another operand is nothing but 5 multiplied by 4. Whatever is the result of this, that will be the second operand. Next, since it is an operator, I have attached with the proper children. Now I have to push this address onto the stack. So I am pushing 500. Then I need to scan the next symbol. It is 3. This is an operand. So I need to allocate memory for it. And since it is an operand, both the pointers will be null. Then I need to push it onto the stack. So this is address 600. That address is pushed onto the stack. Then I'm getting plus as the next symbol. It is an operator. First, I need to create a memory for this particular node. So the memory is allocated. After that, I need to pop two operands from the top of the stack. That is 600 will be popped first. And this will be now added as the right child to the operator. So plus will have the right child as 600. That means it will be pointing to the operand 3. Then I need to pop one more address from the top of the stack, that is 500. Now this 500 will be added as the left child. So this is now pointing to the operator plus. Now I have to push the address of this particular operator on the stack. So 700 will be pushed now. Then end of my expression is reached. When the end of the expression is reached, if I see the top of the stack, it will have one address. That address will be nothing but it is the address of the root node of the expression tree. With the help of this address, we can reach the root node. Then from the root node, with the help of the left pointer and then the right pointer, we can reach the remaining nodes of the expression tree. So with this, we have seen how to construct the expression tree from the postfix expression. Next, we are going to see the algorithm for constructing the expression tree from prefix expression. So the algorithm is same as that of the postfix with only two modifications. The first modification is in point number 2. So in case of postfix expression, we have to scan the expression from left to right, whereas in case of prefix, we need to scan the expression from right to left. This is the first difference. And the second difference is in point number 5. In case of postfix, when we scan an operator, we need to pop two pointers from the stack, and the first popped pointer will be inserted as a right child, and the second popped pointer will be inserted as a left child. Whereas in prefix, it is different. So in case of an operator, you need to pop two operands from the stack. The first popped pointer will be inserted as a left child of the operator node, and then the second popped pointer will be inserted as a right child of the operator node. So other than this, the remaining points are same. So now let us see one example. So I'm going to construct the expression tree from the prefix expression. So first I'm creating a stack. Initially the stack is made as empty, by top is pointing to -1. Now I'm going to scan the expression from the right direction. I'll be moving towards the left. So first I have n. N is an operand. So when I have an operand, first I'll be allocating the node for that. The memory will be allocated, and then the address of the memory location will be pushed onto the stack as a pointer. So 100 is now pushed. Then I'm scanning the next symbol. It is M. Again, it is an operand. So I need to allocate the memory. Now the address 200 is pushed on the stack. Then I'm scanning the next symbol. It is multiply. It is an operator. When I have an operator, first I need to allocate the memory for the operator. After that, I need to pop two operands from the stack. So first I'm going to pop 200. So now after I pop 200, here I'm going to attach that address as a left child. In case of postfix, that is attached as a right child. Now here it is different. Now 200 is now the left child of this particular node. So one of the operand for this multiplication operator is now M. Then I need to pop the second address from the stack. It is 100. This 100 will be attached as a right child. So for this multiply operator, now we have two operands. One is M and the other is N. Then we need to push this address 300, which is the address of the operator multiply, on the stack. So now we are going to push it on the stack. After that, we need to scan the next symbol. So the next symbol is C. There is an operand. So when we have an operand, we are going to allocate memory for that, and the allocated memory will be pushed onto the stack. So now 400 will be pushed to the stack. Then we need to scan the next expression. Sorry, the next symbol, it is B. Now allocate the memory for the operator. Now this memory will be again pushed onto the stack. So 500 is available here. Then we are scanning the next symbol. It is A. Again, it is an operand. So allocate memory for the new node and the address 600 will be pushed onto the stack. So we have 600. Then I'm scanning the next symbol. It is plus. It is an operator. So I need to pop now 2 pointers from the stack. So first I'm going to pop the first pointer, that is 700. So before that, I have allocated memory for this particular node. In the data field, I have added plus. First, I am popping 600. Now this 600 will be attached as a left child. Then I'm going to pop the next address, that is 500. So 500 will be now attached as a right child for this particular node. Then once I attach both the children to this particular node, I have to push the address of this node on the stack. So now 700 is pushed on the stack. Then I'm going to scan the next symbol from the expression. It is minus, it is an operator. So I'm going to create a new node for this. And then after creating the new node, I'm popping 2 addresses from the stack. So first address popped is 700. So at the address 700, I have this plus operator. So this 700 will be attached as a left child for this particular new node. Then I need to pop the second address. It is 400. So 400 will be now attached as a right child instead of this null. So I have 400, meaning that with this address, I can access the node C. Then since this is an operator, we have attached both the children. Now we need to push the address of this operator on the stack. So that is done now. Stack is now having 800 on the top. Then I'm scanning the next symbol from the expression. It is divide. It is an operator. So I need to now create the new node for this operator. So this is done. After that, I'm going to pop 2 operands from the stack. So the first operand popped is 800. That will be now inserted as a left child. Then I'm popping the next address. It is 300. So 300 will be inserted as a right child. Then I need to push this address 900 on the stack. So now 900 is pushed onto the stack. Then I'm going to continue with the scanning of the expression, but the end of the expression is reached. That means I have to stop now. So now, if you look at the stack, on the top of the stack, you will have only one address. That address is nothing but address of the root node. Here we have 900, which is nothing but address of the node divide, which is the root node. And the root node is properly updated with the right and the left child, with the help of which you can access the remaining part of the expression tree. We have seen how to construct the expression tree from the prefix expression. Now we are going to focus on how to perform the traversal on this particular expression tree. As I already told you, once you have constructed the expression tree, if you perform in-order traversal on the expression tree, you will get infix expression, where you can see operators are appearing in between the operands. And when you perform pre-order traversal on the same expression tree, you will be getting prefix expression, where you will have operators before the operands. And in case of post-order traversal, you will get postfix expression, where the operators appears after the operands. Now let us see only one thing, how to perform the in-order traversal, because we know the remaining traversals already we have seen in the trees. So I'm going to construct the in-order traversal from this particular tree. So I have constructed this expression tree in the previous slide with the help of prefix expression. Now I'm going to perform in-order traversal on this. So when we want to perform in-order traversal, we will start at the root node. Here the root node is divide. In in-order traversal, first we have to process the left subtree, then the root node, and then the right subtree. So first I get this address 900. I'll go to the operator divide. First I need to process the left subtree. So I'm going to this node. With the help of 800, I'm going to the left subtree. And here I have another operator. So again, I have to process the left subtree of this. So I'm going to the address 700. Here again, I have another operator plus. So I have to process the left subtree of this. So I'm going to the address 600. Now I have the node as A. It is nothing but an operand. So here you can see we have the address as null. That means we are not going to proceed further since we reached the leaf node. So first we are going to print A in the output. So A is printed. So the left subtree is processed. Now go to the root node. So print plus. After that, go to the right child, print B. Now we have printed all these three. So one subtree is over. This subtree is now the left child of minus. So we have finished the left child of minus. Now we have to print the root node, that is minus will be printed. So that is appearing as a fourth symbol in the output. After that, we need to process the right subtree. So with the help of this address 400, we can go to the right subtree. We can print node C because here we have null as a left pointer. So it is not having any left child. So I am printing the root node. And after printing the root node, I'll check whether it has a right child. Here also I have null. So it is not having any right child. That means I have processed this particular subtree completely, which is at the root minus. Then have to go to its parent. So now the left subtree of this particular node is finished. So now you have to process divide. So divide is now printed at the output. After that, with the help of the right child pointer, go to the right subtree. So I am coming here. Then you check whether it is a leaf node. Here we have the address 200 in the left subtree. So you have to process that first. So go to the left subtree now. Here in the left subtree we have null. That means it is a root leaf node. So you can print M now. So M is printed after divide. After that, the left subtree is over. Now I will be printing the root node, that is multiply. Then with the help of 100, I'll go to the right subtree. In the right subtree, in the node I have null. That means it does not have any left pointer for this. So I need to print only the root node. N is printed. After that, I'll check whether it is having any right subtree. That is also null. So I'll go to the previous root. So I'll come back here. Now for multiply, the entire subtree is finished. So now we have printed N also. So entire subtree is over. So you can go to the parent. In the parent, we have finished the left subtree already. Root is over and then right subtree is also over. That means that we have finished the entire expression. So if you see, we have the expression tree. From that, we have constructed the in-order traversal. We are getting the infix expression. Similarly, you can perform pre-order and post-order traversals. You will be getting prefix and then postfix expressions respectively. Now, let us continue with the applications of the expression tree. When we have this expression tree, we can use them to store the expressions, which are nothing but equations, as a tree structure. And also, we have another advantage. Once you store them as a tree structure, we can easily evaluate the expression. Evaluate the expression means for the variables, we can give the value and we can find the final answer of that particular expression, where we will get a single value. So these are the two applications of expression trees.